You're listening to the Computer Repair Academy podcast, a show that's your go-to podcast for easy tech fixes, pro tricks, computer repair tips, and everything you need to keep your computer running smoothly. So if you're ready to upgrade your tech game, then let's dive in.
Welcome back to another episode of the Computer Repair Academy podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we're diving into a topic that's been buzzing in the gaming tech world: custom keyboards. Are they worth the hype, or is it all just a bunch of click-clacky noise? Let's be honest, keyboards are one of those things you probably don't think much about until you do. Then suddenly, you're knee-deep in videos about switches, stabilizers, and lubing your keys. Don't worry, we're going to keep this episode fun, informative, and beginner-friendly. Whether you're just hearing about custom keyboards for the first time, or you're already drooling over a hot-swappable PCB, this episode is for you. Let's talk about what makes custom keyboards so special, how they compare to off-the-shelf options, and whether they're actually worth your time and money. Ready? Let's type this one out. First things first, what exactly is a custom keyboard? A custom keyboard is one that you build, modify, or personalize yourself. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about creating a typing experience that's uniquely yours. Let me break down some of the keyboard's components. A custom keyboard has a few main parts: switches. These determine how the keys feel and sound. Options include linear, tactile, and clicky switches. Keycaps, the part your fingers touch. You can choose different colors, shapes, materials, and designs. Stabilizers. These keep larger keys, like the spacebar, stable and level. PCB. The printed circuit board connects the keys to your computer. Case, the outer shell that holds everything together. It's like building a mini PC, but for your fingers. So how do custom keyboards compare to the ones you buy off the shelf? Most standard keyboards are designed for mass production, which means they're functional, but not exactly tailored for comfort or performance. Custom keyboards, on the other hand, are all about personalization. Want a softer key press? You can choose the perfect switch. Hate how loud your spacebar sounds? You can fix that too. It's all about control. So now that you know what makes custom keyboards special, let's talk about the pros and cons. All right, here's why custom keyboards are so popular. If you've ever wondered why people are willing to spend hours building one, this will make it clear. Let's start with the most obvious benefit: the typing experience. Custom keyboards let you choose switches that feel and sound exactly how you want. Linear switches are smooth and quiet. Tactile switches give you that satisfying bump, and clicky switches, well, they're like tiny fireworks under your fingers. Just don't use clicky switches in a shared office unless you want some angry coworkers. Custom keyboards are built to last. High-quality components like PBT keycaps and metal cases are far more durable than the cheap plastic you get with most pre-built keyboards. Plus, they're easy to repair or upgrade over time. Custom keyboards let you express your style. Whether you want a minimalist look or a board decked out in rainbow RGB, the sky's the limit. There's even an entire community dedicated to designing unique keycap sets. Ever wanted a keyboard that looks like sushi? Someone's made it. It's all about standing out. You can change almost anything about a custom keyboard. Don't like the switches? Swap them out. Want a quieter board? Add some sound dampening foam. With hot-swappable PCBs, you can experiment endlessly without soldering. Sounds great, right? But before you start emptying your wallet, let's talk about the downsides. All right, it's not all rainbows and RGB. Custom keyboards have their drawbacks too, and it's important to know what you're getting into. First up, cost. Custom keyboards are not cheap. A good entry-level build can set you back $150 to $200, and high-end boards can easily hit $400 or more. Compare that to a decent pre-built mechanical keyboard, which might cost $50 to $80, and you can see why some people stick to off-the-shelf options. Building a custom keyboard takes time, sometimes hours. Between researching components, assembling the board, and fine-tuning, it's definitely not a quick project. If you're the impatient type, this might not be for you. Custom keyboards come with a bit of a learning curve. You'll need to learn about things like switch actuation force, stabilizer mods, and PCB layouts. It's fun for enthusiasts, but can be overwhelming for beginners. Some of the coolest components, like limited edition keycap sets, sell out fast. If you don't want to deal with long wait times or price markups, this can be frustrating. That being said, if you're up for the challenge, the rewards are well worth it. So, are custom keyboards worth the hype? The answer depends on you. If you're someone who spends hours typing every day or just loves the idea of creating something unique, a custom keyboard can be an amazing investment. If you value comfort, durability, and aesthetics, and you don't mind spending a bit of extra money, custom keyboards are absolutely worth it. They'll last longer, feel better, and add a personal touch to your setup. On the other hand, if you're happy with a basic keyboard or don't want to deal with the time and cost of building one, a good pre-built mechanical keyboard might be the better option. The bottom line, custom keyboards aren't for everyone, but for those who love them, they're a game changer. I'll put a few links in the show notes to look at where you can design your own custom keyboards or purchase keyboard parts, and be sure to comment if you've ever built a custom keyboard. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode about custom keyboards. We've explored what makes them special, the pros and cons, and whether they're worth the hype. Whether you're ready to dive into the world of switches and keycaps, or you're happy with your trusty pre-built, I hope this episode gave you some insights. Thanks again for tuning in to the Computer Repair Academy podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who's been eyeing custom keyboards. And hey, if you've already built one, send us a picture. We'd love to see your creations. Until next time, keep typing, keep tinkering, and may your space bars always be quiet. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Computer Repair Academy podcast. Until next time, keep those PCs running smoothly.